Alright, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you're watching, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. We have a pre-season race for you before we get the league racing underway, maybe in 3 weeks' time. But this is one of the first pre-season races in Bahrain. As you can see, we have 11 drivers. We expect a couple of more drivers to join in a few minutes. They are having some connectivity issues. If not, we will go underway and see how the drivers tackle this circuit. It's a tricky circuit, especially in this game where the curbs are quite high. So I'm excited to see what happens and who comes out of not, at least on this Saturday, where, let's be honest, we all were a bit disappointed with the qualifier results in the real life Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. So let's hope that the virtual world gives more happiness than the real world. And our drivers, I think most of them are monitoring the stream. So if you can hear me, please start reading up. We will be underway. Let me just quickly check Discord, and yeah, I'll just ask people to ready up in the comment section. Either ways, I think we have kind of a commentator who has joined us, so please welcome Caesar from another country in the comms box. How are you doing, Caesar? Oh, you still can't hear us. That's brilliant. Caesar, please ensure that you have not muted yourself or something. I can't hear you at all. Yeah, now I can hear you. How are you doing, Caesar? Yeah, your voice is on stream, and but it's a bit feeble. It's not very loud right now for some reason. All right, that's a good flex to start with. Can you turn up your audio a bit using microphone settings or something? Yeah, much better, much better. I can audible you. I mean, sorry, I can hear you, but just ensure that just ensure that your party settings, party sharing settings are on, so that we can hear you on the stream as well. On PS5, I'm not sure. Not really. I was trying some Austria time trial, and that's purely because the next race in my career mode is Austria, and I was losing the car all the time in the second last corner. So no matter what setup I used, even if it wasn't presets, so I have absolutely no understanding about setups on this car. And speaking of which, we have, yeah, you're gone. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, let's see. I can hear my stream in the background. If you can just mute that or something, if that's possible. Okay, then you need to change your settings a bit. Let's just Google it or something. Meanwhile, our qualifying has started, so let's have a look. Okay, a zone on the wets. That's something which I definitely saw coming. Have you figured it out yet? Alright, keep trying. Meanwhile, I'm seeing Azun just absolutely setting his tires to fire by doing some burnouts I saw onto the straight before turn 4. But I believe you have bought the game, Caesar. Okay, let's talk about it after your audio sharing settings is sorted. Otherwise, people won't be able to hear you. Yeah, no problem. Meanwhile, I think Shah is one of the first people who will set a time. So let's remove the unnecessary stuff while we see this hot lap as he is starting now. Different kind of telemetry on this new game, which is, I'm not entirely sure if I like it just yet, but you can see the timing on the top right as Shah brakes just after the 100-meter board, I think that was, as he avoids the exit curb completely onto turn 3. And Caesar, while you're at it, if you can send an invite to Noah as well, I'm sure he wants to join and have some fun. As Shah is now in after sector 1, he's now going to sector 2, where there's this twisty section. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. I think there's a car corner. As Shah goes really deep into that corner, that would have compromised his run up to this tricky braking zone into turn 10, and he this time he takes it right, doesn't use all of the track, but I think he's doing his best to avoid the curbs, which are absolutely deadly on this game. So here we go now for the next braking zone on this track, and he takes a lot of inside curb there but keeps the car in shape. And now onto this flat out right-hander, trying to not go wide, as he does not do that, missing the apex a little bit on that right-hander, and then just one decision to make before he sees the start finish straight again, as he brakes and then takes again a little bit of inside curve. So it has unsettled this time as Racing Gupta goes provisional pole, but that's on the mediums with the 26.8.
And I should be audible. Please confirm to me if I'm audible.
Let's see if people on stream can confirm that, as Shah has put a 26.9. It's slower than Racing Gupta on the mediums. You're on audible, right? So Caesar, welcome officially. Welcome back to the United Racing League. And how's Qatar treating you?
Qatar is very hot. That's that's the first thing. It's too hot in Qatar. Terribly hot, and it's humid, and it's bad. And usually in the Middle East, it's the usual. That's how it is for July and August. So yeah, I just have to bear with it. But thankfully, air conditioners are essential here. So just like we have fans in every house, ACs are mandatory. The country won't survive. Let's just say that.
Oh, I just missed that. What happened to HVP? I'm sorry for cutting you off, Caesar, but I think he lost traction at the exit of the final corner, and now his car is... damage is off in this lobby anyway, so I don't think he has any damage, but I think he'll be going back to the pits, as PSI Legends is a provisional pole setter with a 25.7. Yes, Caesar?
What's the pole lap?
25.7. It's 25.7 okay. Right now on the softs.
Okay, in this lobby is 25.9. So by not Sumi. So just two drivers. Hashraf is yet to put his lap time in. He's still in the pits. Abhi, lost Chris Pentanay, all of them are in the pits. And how many drivers are there in the lobby?
Well, there are 11 right now. Now, Jinsanity and VFix are both facing some power issues. If they are able to get their power back on, they should be joining as well. So, oh, there's a yellow flag once again. Is that the two Alpines? Yeah, it is. And okay, so Ashwin is starting his hot lap now. Ashwin, or rather, he was finishing his hot lap to 26.6 rather. So PSI has quite a lead right now in terms of this, almost a second or rather 9/10. He's clear of anyone else who is setting up a lap time. Let's see what Vicky is doing. Yeah, Vicky is going to complete his lap in a bit in the McLaren. So Caesar, new game. What are your thoughts about this new game? I believe you have bought it and probably put in some hours, if not a lot. So, okay, Caesar, can you hear me? I think he's disconnected for some reason.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so just
Oh,
one correction that I did not buy this game, just won
oh,
it. So lucky in that regards. And
wow.
I think something's happening in your lobby.
Yeah, that was just VFix absolutely cutting. I mean, he did not even take turn one. I don't know what he was trying to do. But anyway, go on, Caesar.
You Vfix or Wiki?
Wiki, rather. Sorry, my bad. VFix is not in the lobby yet.
You love him too much. But yeah, I mean, I did give the game a couple of hours. Day before yesterday in the night, I got the game. So, uh, initial thoughts, not a fan of the physics, but I'm sure once I get used to it, I should get back up to the pace, hopefully. But so far it's been challenging. I mean, I was part of the beta test and I was struggling in that as well. So I think that's just continuing from there. But yeah, eventually once people get used to the setups and the game physics, I think it should get better, if not worse. So fingers crossed. But I do see a lot of guys, the quicker guys in the game, they are already up their pace. So that gives some hope.
Right, okay, we'll have to wait and watch. Personally, I am struggling on this game and I have absolutely no idea about setups, at least on this game. So I'm just waiting and biding my time and probably checking YouTube every few days to see if there's a proper setup. The tracks I'll be doing next on my career mode. So yeah, it's a bit of a mystery, and even for a track like Austria, which I think it shouldn't be hard to set up a car for Austria. It's just like 10 corners and one of which is not even a corner. So, but yeah, it's tough probably this game right now. I don't know. I've heard rumors of a performance patch coming up, which will probably change the way how people will set up their cars. But I don't think it will be radically different than what it is right now.
But I think the performance patch will affect the offline mode of the game, not the online, because I think Mercedes is still the benchmark, and I think that's what is going to be. That's how it will stay for this game instead of Red Bull being the fastest car.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think, yeah, I've seen on Reddit and on Facebook that Haas and Williams are qualifying into top 10 in people's careers mode, which never should happen. Which should never happen rather, and I think that's what the performance patch would be. I don't think online will make much of a difference because anyway people play with equal car performance.
Yeah, it should not, but if it change, I mean, the why I thought it might change the way people set up their cars is because I've heard that they might change the base car itself, the spec car, which then changes the way you want to put your setups on. But I'm not entirely sure on that either. And Vicky once again is taking some really weird lines. He's not even approaching turn one; he's just cutting in through the runoff area, and that's really funny to see on his outlap as well as in lap. I think he's trying to save his time, unlike what Hamilton did earlier today. He's trying to go as fast as possible on his outlap. So yeah, Caesar, I'm still salty about that, but it's still in the rules, so I can't do anything about it.
No problem. Right, so any improvement on the pole lap at your lobby?
Not yet, but Racing Gupta has come closer. In fact, him and HUP are just 2 thousandths apart, with Racing Gupta with a 26.033 and HUP with a 26.035. So they are quite well matched. But PSI is still a healthy lead of more than 2 tenths, almost 3 tenths on his pole lap. So I can't see how many. Yeah, so 7 minutes remaining in the session. So still considerable time left for people to put in their best laps in. And let's see, with Serial Killer in P4, Ashwin Lakhwani in P5, Azun in P6, Shah in P7. Racing Gupta now goes faster on his second lap on the same set of tires. It's a 25.7 for him and is almost half a tenth faster than PSI.
Anyone? So what will 25.973 put in your lobby? I mean, where will
That will
that
be
be?
P3 in my lobby. 25.973 will be P3.
973.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the current pole time here. But then again, Hashem is still in the pit, and yeah, there are 4 or 5 guys who haven't put a lap time here yet. So you'll never know. As Sumair is on his hot lap.
Yeah, PSI has just gone faster now, so he's at 25.611, and we've been doing a few lobbies, 5 lappers and 3 lappers over the past couple of weeks after the game came out, and PSI probably one of those people. I'm not just saying that because he's on provisional pole right now, but straight off the blocks he was pretty quick on any track. So definitely one to watch for the upcoming season. Let's see, he's in the Aston Martin right now. His teammate Ashwin Lakhwani in P4. So yeah, let's keep an eye on him as well later
Yeah,
on.
PSI did improve towards the end of the last game. It
Yeah.
was quite apparent.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, let's see how people manage in this game, because I think with the change in the game physics, it might suit a few, it might not suit a few. I probably fall in the latter. But yeah, we'll see. We could see a shuffle in the grid order, that's for sure, as Sumer has improved to a 25.8. Still not as quick as the pole lap in the second lobby.
yeah, 2 tenths off. Yeah, that would put him P3 right now.
How many guys are in the 25s in your lobby?
2 people. That's just 2 people. PSI with the 25.6, Racing Gupta with the 25.7, HVP and
Okay.
yeah, HVP is like right there. He's 26.035, and Vicky I think once again is taking liberties with the track. So so 2 people in the 25s right now.
Same here. 2 people in the 25s.
Who's the other one, except for
Ishan is
Norsume?
second. Ishan 25.9, but Quick Killer in PC is 26.5. So he's almost 6 tenths or 5.5 tenths off the second guy. But then let's see.
All
Still
right.
evaluating.
So any changes, Caesar, you see while spectating in terms of how the layout? I mean, yeah, we can see definitely the telemetry layout has changed, but I don't know. It seems like it's a bit zoomed in right now. If I see the cars are probably too big on my picture right now. I don't know if you feel the same while spectating lobby one, but that's what I feel while spectating this
No,
lobby.
I really don't feel any difference, to be honest.
I think maybe I'm just
looks
overthinking it, or it's
same.
just probably too subtle. But I definitely feel that
Rather than that, I think the size of the information panels.
Yeah,
That's what I feel.
it's a
that
bit bigger,
it's
right?
Slightly bigger.
yeah.
That's why it's taking the.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
that's
taking a lot
that's
of
probably
strain.
it. But I don't know. It also felt to me that the cars are taking a bit more space. I want it to be a bit zoomed out, so I can see more of the track and the surroundings, especially if we are witnessing a battle while not riding on board. So Noah is asking, where are you watching lobby one? So I'm not watching lobby one. Caesar is, and he's not streaming. So yeah, that's just him in that lobby, just going through what's happening and giving us an
My
update.
internet is not the best. That's why I'm not even racing. So I'm just glad that I'm able to join the lobby on my गरीबों का internet for now.
Yeah, I think a few people will
But-
be happy about that you're not able to race because I mean, how would it look, Caesar? You said you're taking a sabbatical, and then the pre-season race,
Yes.
you're back on it. So after getting a new console, that is.
I said I'll take sabbatical from racing, not joining the lobby. So I'm here. I am. I'm not racing. Ashraf meanwhile is out.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, let's see how this season goes. I mean, with Ashraf in the league, and having raced with him a few times after the season ended last year, he is definitely one of the guys to beat in this coming season. He has pretty good pace, pretty good race pace as well, not just qualifying. So if and having raced people at least in the last game, I think just judging purely on that, I think everyone should look to beat Ashraf. But then again, this game I have no clue what people's pace is and how comfortable they are with the new new engine. Should be interesting to see, but then again, as of now, judging purely by the last game's physics, I think he is the one to watch. As Harshav goes P7, as I was. Oh, but he's on the mediums, all right. With a 25-3, Ishan. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a
That's
lap.
out of nowhere. Exactly. That's half a second quicker than Sumer in P2. I think that should be the poll in your lobby as well. 25-3.
Well, it's 25-6 right now. Racing Gupta did not
Yeah.
improve on his time. PSI is improving by 3 tenths, so this could be a really good lap and might just match or maybe be faster than the pole lap in the first lobby. Let's see if PSI comes across the line and hits 25.195. 6 tenths clear of anyone else. Ashwin is on a lap as well, and he's in the heart of sector 2 right now, just navigating the tricky braking zone of turn 10 and then going towards the next S section, if I can call it that. And the Aston Martin is making its
Oh,
way
two
through.
guys joined as well. Suddenly I had 15 people in my lobby that I didn't notice. Good number. Decent.
Yeah, that's
Tanay Singh in P4. So five guys in the 25s. So 25-9. Where is Sumer? Sumer, is he improving or not? Because Ishan is 25.3, so that qualifying is done. Sumer is coming across the line 25.5, so 1.5 tenths slower than the pole guy. Redstone's lap is done. Who else? Shadow Sword. Oh yeah, so I think that's done. That's qualifying done for this lobby.
we are yet to go with the two Alpines yet to cross the line. I think the top four, the people who are top 4 and top 5 right now, in fact, are done with the qualifying laps. Nishan and Shah, meanwhile, are yet to complete their laps. Shah will be the first person to cross the line, and he's in P7 right now with a 26.6. Let's see if he can improve on his time. I did not really see if he's improving, but he is going to finish this lap, and across the line Shah goes. He is not faster, but he's pretty much matched his time. But Nishan has gone faster with a 26.4, just by half a tenth. So I think, yeah, qualifying is done in my lobby as well, unless Suraj is yet to. No, it's not Suraj, probably.
So what's
Suraj.
the pole lap?
So pole is 25.1. That's PSI Legends. Racing
Okay,
Gupta.
that's definitely pole.
Yeah, Racing Gupta in P2 with a 25.7. Those are the only two people in 25s. Herschel put a lap probably during the middle of the session with a 26.035 and could not really improve on that with Sid Venkatesh and Suraj.
In my lobby is 25.3, 25.5 Sumer, 25.9 Redstone, 25.9 Tanay, 25.9 Rahul. So 3 guys in 25.9s, but 5 guys in overall in the 25s.
Alright, so
Ashraf has put in a lap on the mediums, and he's in P6.
I hope he remembers to start on the mediums. To start on the softs, because that's what we requested the drivers to do.
That was requested, but Harshav is in top 10, so I don't know if he'll have that option too, unless Park Firm is off.
Yeah, that depends on the lobby settings by Quick Killer. But either ways, for me, everyone in top 10 has set the time on the softs. Only Suraj, who is in P11 right now, will have tire choice, and I'm sure he will remember to start on the soft tires. So yeah, that's the grid for the race. 29 laps to go, and let's see. Because people are starting on softs, I definitely think this will be a 2-stop. It will be probably a faster strategy than softs to hards. So let's see. PSI Legends and Racing Gupta line up on the front row. This should be fun. Can you please decrease the volume? I can hear my own voice on the background. Or is that just echo?
My volume?
Yeah,
I have no idea. My TV volume is down.
Then I think it's just the echo. No problem. That's fine.
Let me just see if I can do anything about it. Did it just start all of a sudden, or?
I mean, I noticed it right now. Maybe it was always around. It was always there, but I just didn't notice it.
Can you still hear?
No, I can't. I think it's sorted.
Okay, I don't know. I did nothing.
That's okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. My lobby's formation lap has started. Let me just see tire choices. Okay, yeah, okay. Abhi is on mediums as well, but he's after top 10. So Hashraf starting on the mediums because he qualified on that in the top 10, but everyone is on the soft, which is good to see. Just two guys going for the alternate. OP strategy.
Yep.
Stream किधर है? Okay, yeah. Let me just open up your stream.
So is it possible for a YouTube channel to go live on two different streams at the same time?
Yep. Yeah. Any number of streams you can do from one channel.
All right.
They have to be obviously different sources. But yeah, you can use you can stream as many races.
Yeah, there's that glitch again. My formation lap is on, and the glitch is that I cannot select any other camera except for onboards. It happened in the Silverstone pre-season race as well, and it's happening right now as well. That's
well for me.
Pretty annoying. Yeah,
so
now
you cannot change the camera angle, but you can change the driver.
Now it's fine. I was spamming R1 for a while now, but it just didn't go away from the onboard camera. And let's hope they have fixed a few glitches, because in the Silverstone race I also encountered a glitch where you do not hear the engine sound at all. So you don't hear the turbo or the ICE. I don't know what is the part which makes that sound, but you only hear the electrical whirring of the engine. So it's like driving a yo bike or something on a completely electrical vehicle, which makes absolutely no sound, and that's just sad in Formula 1. So I hope they have changed that, and when I go on board with some of these people in the race, I hope I don't encounter that today.
Alright, race about to start in the second lobby. Waiting, everyone has lined up. Oh, it's starting. Didn't even notice that. So 5 lights off, and we're off. Looks like a pretty good start for Ishan. He has managed to pull away. Tanay Redstone has struggled a bit from P3. He's fallen down to P5. Hashav all the way up into P3 already. Oh, he's been hit from behind. And there's a carnage to turn 1. Ishan has escaped all of that, and yeah, and what is that? Safety? No safety car. Okay, so Nemesis has managed to get himself a penalty, and yeah, it was a good sight. Yeah, there was.
Oh, who's that?
Carnage into turn 1.
Is that Shah? People are just having fun right now. They are doing burnouts and donuts on the formation lap. That would probably put more heat into the tires than they want.
At the back. Oh, Ace is sending it down. And Ishan has managed to pull up a gap of 2.5 seconds in a sector and a half. That's a pretty solid start, but I think the guy in P2, who was that? Let me just pull up. Where is the positions? Counter, yeah, Sumer. Yeah, so Sumer is down in P10 from P2. So
and meanwhile, PSI Legends, who's our pole setter, was the last one to put his car on the grid. So here we go. My lobby is starting as well, and 5 lights are off, and we are still not underway. We should be pretty soon. Yeah, there we go. It's a good start from PSI, but bad one from Racing Gupta, and Ashwin Lakhwani will probably challenge him into turn 1 on the inside. Here goes Ashwin, and Racing Gupta tries to hang it around the outside. Behind them, Serial Killer is, I think he has held on to his position, but Ashwin is in P2, so that's an Aston Martin 1-2. And what happened behind with Suraj? He is 8 seconds off the field. PSI has a healthy lead of more than a second now, and further behind, what's happening with the two Alpines battling for P5 with Nishan just behind Shah, and he is, what's that weaving on? You can't even call it a straight, but I definitely saw his car moving around while defending from HEP. That was Shah, in fact, my bad, not Nishan. But seems like an okay start until now. No real damage, or well, damage is off, but no problems for anyone except for Suraj. I have no idea. I think my best guess is that he missed the start completely. That's the only way I can explain he is 7.4 seconds behind. Sid Venkatesh goes really wide there. He goes for an ambitious move on HVP. Doesn't really work out, but that was probably not going to work out anyway. Vicky meanwhile is trying to duck out of the dirty air from Sid Venkatesh, and if he gets a good exit out of this final corner, the McLaren will be in a really good position to overtake Sid Venkatesh. Let's turn on telemetry right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what happened?
What happened? Oh, there's a bug on my screen. Just a connection issue. Tanay was on the main straight on his own, and all of a sudden his car just soared left, right, and then crashed. But then that was the internet connection, so he just rejoined. I saw him crash, but then he joined on the track normally.
Alright, so Vicky is through, and that's Vicky into P8. It's a good move from Vicky down into turn 1. We missed the most of it because of the camera angles. But what's happening with Racing Gupta and Serial Killer, as Racing Gupta goes a bit deep into that corner. I think that's turn 7 or 8. I think that's turn 8. And he's again going a little bit deep, so probably having issues with his braking. And Serial Killer probably is going to take advantage of that if Ashwin can pull away in the Aston Martin. But PSI looking good. Shah and HVP is still battling. HVP unable to get past Shah, who is now more than a second off his teammate right now. Further behind, Sid Venkatesh is looking to get his place back. Again he goes wide to that corner, so I'm sure because and he loses a position to Azun, but I'm sure that would have been 2 warnings already. What's happening up front? HVP is still behind Shah, and next lap is when the DRS will be enabled, but he doesn't
let me
need
know
that.
What's the fastest lap time in your lobby?
Yeah, I think it was 29.7, I think, on this lap which PSI put in, and Shah defended really well to keep HVP behind, so that's good defending from Shah. Can HVP make it work? He does, using DRS now, and he's already ahead of the Alpine before I think DRS zone started. So that's HVP into P6, and he would be hoping to get on the gearbox of Nishan pretty soon, as there's a 3-way battle for P2 with Ashwin not able to pull away and Racing Gupta is under pressure from Serial Killer behind. So if Racing Gupta does not want to get overtaken, he probably needs to get past Ashwin here, as there's a little bit of a contact. There would definitely have been damage had it been on, and all this battling is helping PSI just to pull out a gap. He's already pulled out a gap of 1.8 seconds, and he can just manage his own race from now on. And safety car is turned off, and Racing Gupta is using his battery through the corner. That was a little bit weird to see while his car was turning, and he's using more of his battery now.
Right, so how's the race so far? Looks interesting, close. Judging by the stream, yes, it does. It's pretty close here as well, except that Ishan is now 5 seconds in front of P2, as Ashraf has now managed to overtake Redstone, and we could see that gap close down. But elsewhere, it's kind of batches that are formed. Ishan in P1 is gone, then there's a battle for P2, then there's a bit of a gap, then there's a small bunch of P4 cars, then a bit of a gap, and then a few more. So
yeah, something happened. I'll just go through it in a chronological order. Vicky has left the session. So Ashwin Lakhwani got overtaken, and Shah has DNF. How did Shah DNF? Damage is off.
How is that possible? He's managed to do the impossible.
Ashwin Lakhwani is down.
He says his game crashed.
Oh, what's happening with Ashwin? Ashwin lost 2 places, by the way, after turn, or on the run down to turn 1. And
yeah, he went deep into turn 1.
No, he lost 2 places, and then something happened. I don't know what. I was not watching him, and he's lost a whole lot of other places. Zoon's game has crashed. At least that's what it seems like. He's retired from this session. Sid Venkat. Oh, okay, I think this is a mass retirement now. I think they probably want to restart the lobby. There's no way we can have so many retirements at the same time. There's a who's that? Who's the Mercedes?
How many guys have retired from the lobby?
She already. I think Vicky has already left the session. Ashwin is in the pits. Racing Gupta is retiring. I'm assuming Ashwin will do the same. Yeah,
But
he does the
is it
same.
what, some internet issues or what's the
I have no idea. I'm
any
assuming all of
idea?
them are in the same party chat. So let me just check my Discord. What's happening?
That's weird if that's the case. I mean, game crashed, says Sid. I mean, everyone looks alright in my lobby. Everyone is there except Avi, who left after lap 1. But everyone seems to be racing, which is... I mean, it's evaluation. It's just an evaluation race, so... Unless, of course, a game crashed or something for everyone. But yeah, looks alright, and Ishan is doing quite well. He's managing to improve his gap to Hashrav in P2. The gap to the leader is 6.8 seconds, and it's increasing as we speak. Elsewhere, it's a battle for P2 between 3 cars in this lobby. Sumer is right on tail of Kai D Racing for P5, and in fact, it's 3 cars battle for P5. Shadow Sword just lurking behind 1.5 seconds, and 1.5 further seconds further back is Oxidized Rage, as Sumer and Redstone have pitted from the set of stops on lap 7. So if it's a one stop, then they have to go on hards. Let's see, Sumer is on the mediums. Okay, so he's trying soft to medium. Redstone is again out on soft, so he's committed to a 2-stop now. But can mediums make it? 22 laps? I don't think so. I mean, 7 laps plus 1 quali lap, so 8 laps on the softs and 22 on the mediums looks too much of a stretch. At the moment, Lost Crisp is on the mediums as well on the softs. So yeah, that's interesting. What's going on in the other lobby?
Can you just check your Discord? I just sent you a couple of messages.
Okay.
I think people are having issues with the game crashes, so we might need to restart.
Yeah, that's my... you can read. Right, so... thankfully no such issues in this lobby, as everyone is... As Ishan is in the pits. After completing 8 laps on those softs, what is he going? It looks like mediums. Yes, it is mediums. So everyone who's pitted, none has gone on to the hards. So maybe the default, I don't know, might be a default strategy is a 2-stopper than a 1-stop. Anyone else? Kai finally on the hards. So the first driver to pit for the hards as Quick Killer is on the mediums. All right.
Yeah, so my race is done. Everyone has retired.
Well, that's your call.
Let me just check with these people. And I mean, we did have a couple of laps of racing, and after that, people's game just gave away. Okay.
Right. Thankfully, is stream still on for you?
Yeah, that stream is on. My game is fine. Others' games are not.
Fine. Oh, that's a big punch from Quick Killer to Kai, but yeah, he gets the position back. So all right for now. But Rahul is coming into the pits. He slows down on time. So Hashrav is now our race leader on the medium. So it should be interesting to watch him and see how long he can stretch this. I guess if people have pitted on lap 7, lap 8, then they should Medium should last somewhere around lap 13. 12, lap 12, lap 13. That should be the pit window for the mediums. We will know in a bit. At Oxidized set the fastest lap time here. What's the fast? Oh no, that's Redstone. 28.4.
Yeah, so I think Caesar will 25% race with just grid, just qualifying if that's fine with you, because this, I don't think
It's
people will be
alright.
up for a. Sorry?
I mean, it's alright. I mean, you can do that. So the purpose was not to win
Yeah.
the race. I
Yeah.
think that was made very clear to everyone. So it's not about who wins or stands on the podium. It's just about how consistent you can be in the race. That would make it easier and I think more fair to everyone who will be placed in their divisions to have an interesting season rather than, you know, one or two guys just winning everything. So that was the main purpose. But I mean, if everyone is okay with you know, doing another race, 25-50%, whatever,
Yeah, I'm just checking with them.
just take your call.
Yeah.
So everyone in this lobby have made their pit stop. Shadow Sword is on the hard. Okay, so he took his soft to 10 laps, so that's impressive. Oh, there's a McLaren fight going on between Kai and Tanay just give him a bit of a nudge and takes P8. Oh no, but Kai getting the better run of the exit of turn 1 and he retakes P7, but Tanay is fighting courtesy his fresh softs and he's now back again first. So this is good racing from both of them. Hashraf, oh, whoa. Okay, no, that was just my internet acting dodgy. Right, so Hashraf, I'm guessing will take those mediums for 2 laps more, coming towards the end of lap 10. He is on his own, yeah, so he's out, he's staying out. Where is Ace in all of this? Why hasn't Ace pitted yet? He's down in P11, hasn't pitted yet. He is on soft, so no idea what his strategy is at the moment. But just remember, Malav, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just quickly, after the race is done, just quickly record everyone's face character.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, just
Either way, so what
how
we're doing, Caesar, is we are doing a
consistent
50% rate with a custom grid as per qualifying results. I don't think
people are good
it's.
with doing 50%.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, some of them are not, but I think we'll get a good idea if we do actually do a 50% rather than a 25%.
Or so just let those guys know who are not okay with 50%. Just tell them to just come and race, and they can leave midway if they have other commitments.
Yeah.
So Hashem is not yet pitted. Abhi has rejoined the lobby, so he started on the medium.
So PSI is on pole. Racing Gupta is P2. Come on, where's HUP? Ashwin is in. I'm putting Ashwin P3 for now. Nishan in P4. Cyril in P5. Shah
That's
and Azul.
12 lap times, and Hashem is pretty
Vicky.
consistent in his lap time. That's not a
Sid Venkatesh.
surprise. Yeah, high 29s, low 30s. That's very consistent from him. Yeah, and we can see him come into the pits. Elsewhere, yeah, there's a 4-car battle for P6. Tanay, Quick Color, Kai, and Oxidize. Everywhere else, yeah, there's no other battle at the moment. So once Ashraf pits, he should come out P3, maybe P2. But yeah, alternate strategy being the OP one, as we all know.
So how many laps have been done in your
Rapid.
race?
12 and a half. Ashraf is the leader and he's about to finish his sector 2 of lap 12. So
So people
almost
on the
12.
softs have
Lap
pitted then.
13. Everyone, yes, everyone have made the pit stop except Ashraf, which I'm expecting that he'll make his right now as we come towards the end of lap 12. And he did qualify on this set of compounds, so that's one extra lap to put on it. So 13 laps so far on, and yeah, he is coming in the pit. So 13 laps in the race on the medium. So if anyone needs to know how far mediums can go, there's your answer. So evaluation race is helping out the strategies. Oh, he's gone on the hard though. For a second I thought he's going on soft, but yeah, hard. So 13 laps on the mediums and 16 laps on the hard. So very expected strategy, very much similar to how it was in 2020. So there you go, do 13 laps on the mediums in the race and you should be good to go. And he's out in P3 as he's weaving to get heat in his tires.
Right, so we'll be reading up in a minute or so, and we'll be doing another 50% race. Well, I say another, we didn't do the first one, but either ways, yep, people have started reading up.
Have the brothers joined in?
Well, Jin has VFix is having some issues, so let's hope he can join before this timer runs out. I think people have other commitments.
PS5?
Sorry, VFix is on the PS5.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I should have stuck with PS4. Yeah, but PS5 is a bit tricky to understand at the start. I mean, that wasn't quite evident from my skills to get my voice heard on the stream. Right, so Ashraf has managed to close on the gap. He is just over half a second behind Redstone, so I'm in no prizes for guessing where Ashraf will end up at this stage. Ishan is 7.8 seconds up in the front, but no way he's taking these mediums, 7 laps old mediums, all the way to the end for the next 15 more laps. So Ashraf looks to be in the driver's seat. Elsewhere, Quick Killer and Oxidize fighting each other out. So that's the only battle. Besides that, why is it yellow? Okay, slowing cars. Cars getting lapped. That's what's happening here.
Already?
Yeah, so Abhi disconnected after lap 1
okay.
and he managed to rejoin, but I think by then Nemesis had a spin. Ace is technically the last guy to not have lapped, I guess. Where is Ishan here? Yeah, Abhi is the only one who's been lapped, so. Oh, Ashraf has managed to overtake Redstone on the main straight. 8.4 seconds behind the leader, and that gap will come down. And bringing out my AWS statistical BS, Ashraf will be under overtaking zone in the next, let's say, 9 laps. So by lap 24, he should be overtaking him on track, unless Ishan makes a pit stop. That's a different thing then.
And it seems like I have been lagged out of my own lobby. It's just giving me. It's just giving me a screen of the pit lane. And
are you the host?
Yeah, I'm the host. And I cannot join this game session now. Oh yeah, now the session is joining. Hopefully this should work. Yeah, I think this should work. Either way, so we should be getting underway in a couple of seconds, 10 to be precise. And
time in India right now it's 10:45.
Yeah, 10:45. So by this time we would already be counting how many seconds you would win the race by in a normal season scenario.
No, I mean we started. I think this lobby started 10-15 minutes late. So I think more or less we should end 13 laps. So I think within 20 minutes we should be done as well.
Yeah, so I think this is a glitch of not being able to change the camera angles probably for the first few corners on the formation lap.
I face no such issues.
And I can see people starting on the mediums. Why do people do that after so many reminders?
Who are they? Name and shame them. Who are they?
Well, you will not like if I do that. It's Ashwin Lakhwani, Serial Killer, and Azun who are on the mediums. So
Ashwin of all the people. Okay, so we need to have a word with Ashwin.
Of all the people.
After this.
Yeah. So
Noob.
Yeah, that's three out of 11 on the mediums. And
Ashram. Again, let's see his race director.
yeah, so it says Ashwin might have disconnected. That's what Nova is saying. I think I did see his name popping up on the bottom of my screen. So I think the game put him on mediums. I think that's what happened with Azun as well, if I'm not wrong. I don't know about Serial Killer.
Nova would know. Nova would know because Nova started on the mediums. I think in season 1 or season 2, whatever that was.
Yeah, but I did see his name, so I think his. I think the ghosted car or the AI would have chosen the strategy for him. I think Azun is still disconnected, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Azun and Ashwin, both of them are disconnected. So that's why the AI has chosen a strategy for them. Serial Killer, let's see if he is. Well, he's in control of his car, but he's still on the mediums. I think that's fine. I think we are done with the restarts on this game. If anything, it will just give us more data in terms of how OP the strategy is.
Has the race started?
Not yet. People are lining up.
Oh, you had the formation lap as well. Why did you need the formation lap?
I don't know why I did that. Maybe just to talk about people starting on mediums. Either ways, fire lights are on. And we're underway once again after a delayed start. Come on, give me a start. Yeah. Ashwin Lakhwani stationary on the grid. 3 cars stationary on the grid. They don't want to get away. But PSI Legends leading once again into turn 1. Racing Gupta. What happened to Nishan? He has just lost his car then and is now P8. Is Ashwin still on the grid? He is! Oh my god, he's still on the grid. And 11 maybe more seconds off. Oh my god, this is just unreal right now.
Was that done on purpose?
No.
Oh, he disqualified. Actually,
he disqualified. He was disqualified for staying on the track for too long, maybe.
बेचारे की बुरी किस्मत यहाँ पे भी आ रही है.
Apparently, I think he just can't catch a break. Needs to take a sabbatical like you and just, like warn the game that if it doesn't pull its acts together, it'll just stop playing it. What's happening with Sid Venkatesh? Losing the car a little bit, going into turn 10, or rather coming out of turn 10. Vicky's trying to move around the outside, and I think he might just pull it off, the McLaren driver. Yeah, there you go. Vicky is just slightly ahead. Let's hope these two don't come together, and they haven't, and that's a clean move if you have seen one. But Sid Venkatesh has not having it, and I think he will try to take that position back if the opportunity provides, as not having the best of the final corners, and yeah, that will compromise his speed going into turn 1, but he's using a lot of battery, and yeah, now he stopped using it. There's no point in using a battery right now if you don't have a clear chance of overtaking the driver in front, but he's still going to go down the inside. I did see that coming. They had contact, but yeah, damage is off, so they can still continue, and Vicky is in front. So Caesar, Ashwin probably is online. I'm assuming he's online. Can you just get him into the party? Let's have a chat with him if he's up for it.
आओ पार्टी करें अश्विन के साथ. कहाँ है अश्विन?
Well, I don't think he would call it
लखवानी.
partying, but let's see if I can
वो
get him.
बेचारा उदासी में आएगा. पता नहीं. Yeah, I disconnected. Sorry, Ashwin. But I've invited him. Let's hope his internet is stable enough for a party chat at least. I mean, mine is, so उसका तो होगा ही. If my dongle internet can sustain my lobby. Right, the gap is closing down between Ashraf and Nishan. क्या हो गया?
I'm so sorry. That's Nishan and Suraj who are battling, former teammates from season 4, and PSL legends and Racing Gupta starting fastest lap up ahead. But Nishan has gotten past Suraj, who is now on the back of him. So let's see if he makes this work. There's no DRS right now. There's a yellow flag. That's Zoon, who's probably trying out something. Down the inside into turn 1 does go Suraj, and is given just enough space by Nishan, and Nishan keeps ahead for one more lap. Let's ride on board with Vicky, who's just behind these two, and this time it's Nishan who is doing his famous defensive maneuver of switching from the left to the right of the track while leaving space, mind you, and he stays ahead for one more corner.
So, totally different thing to ask, but what do you think of the Williams livery?
Well, I don't know if you're going to like my answer or not, but I don't think it's bad. People have maligned it a lot. I actually like it. I think it's a good livery.
Yeah, it's grown on me. I like it too.
Right, see, so
Not the best, but it's not bad.
yeah. Meanwhile, speaking of Williams, Suraj has lost one more position to Vicky, and yeah, you're saying something.
Yeah, so Williams livery looks like something that's out of F1 2020's customized livery.
Yeah.
I remember one of the livery was similar to that one.
I don't remember
I
it
like
very
the color
well.
combo, white, gold, and blue. Goes well.
Yeah, it's a good livery in my opinion. I know some people don't like it, but yeah, I think I liked it from the beginning, honestly. This year's livery, yeah, it's been disappointing, and in terms of McLaren at least, and a couple of other cars where it's like carbon copy.
And Red Bull.
Red Bull as well, or Merc for that matter. I don't know how
when
much.
was the last time Red Bull had a different livery?
Differently, yeah. I think that was
I think
2018 or
2010.
2019. No, I'm saying in pre-season testing they had a really good livery in Barcelona, if I remember.
Even Alfa Romeo had one. I think that was 2018.
I don't remember Alfa Romeo
had the
for
black
some
and
reason.
red.
Okay, I don't
Camo
remember that.
livery.
But I distinctly remember Red Bull's livery. In I think 2018 it was the pre-season, and everyone was like absolutely all over it. That's like the best livery on the grid and all. And then they just conveniently changed it and back to those normal Red Bull
I
colors.
mean, even if
for the
not
season.
from the designing point of view, but I think Red Bull should bring back that Sebastian Vettel era's purple Red Bull car. I mean, yellow knows that purple looked really good. This blue matte finish looks quite dull. And honestly, I don't like it on Ferrari as well. I think most of the cars now run matte livery. I don't know what the reason might be. Saves weight or whatever, but you look at Merc, they run a glossy paint, and they're doing quite well.
Yeah, here goes Jin, by the way, on Shah, who is very early making up his mind in terms of what he needs to do about defending, and I think he might just be able to defend that. Jin goes round the outside and he has the position. What's happening behind meanwhile? Vicky is still behind Nishan, so he'll have to wait and just wait for a few more corners. But yeah, I think one of the best liveries, coming back to that topic, in recent times, I think that's hands down. For me, it's hands down Alpha Tauri. Last year, 2020, I think that was
Last year. So you saying it beats the Toro Rosso of 2017.
Well, I think it was too shiny, the Tor. I actually was it 2017? I think it was 2018 where it was too shiny. Oh, Sid Venkatesh and Suraj, both of them
Did
colliding.
Sid Venkatesh spin again?
Yeah, I think he was tapped by Suraj. Let's be fair to him. What's happening with Jin and Shah? Meanwhile, it's a three-car battle, and Shah stays ahead. I think Sid Venkatesh reset to track, if I'm not wrong. So that's something for us to look at, because we might need to. I think even if the game, I think it will still not. It still gives it option to reset to track. So, you know, when you turn that
I
off,
think I once saw in someone's stream where the guy crashed out, resetted on itself on track, and the 5 red lights came on, and the car drove until those 5 red lights went off. So is there some sort of an option here?
Yeah. So it basically counts
reset?
down to those 5 red lights, and once those 5 red lights are off, the game will reset you to track by itself. But what's happening behind? It's Sid Venkatesh and Suraj. I think both of them would be glad that damage is off, because they are absolutely not giving each other an inch of space. Suraj is behind for now. That's how it was on the lap prior to this. But yeah, so I think the option in the game is that's something which we can turn off as the lobby host. That the game should not reset you to track automatically, but you will still have an option to reset to track manually. That's something which still exists, if I'm not wrong. Did you see the comment section, by the way, what Azun put in? Have you heard of this glitch? I have never heard of this one, where you try to upshift and it just changes the camera angle. That's really
never
weird.
Came across, but yeah, the game comes out with new glitches. So
I think they're getting creative with glitches as well. And let's see if Jinsanity can make his way past Shah this time. Is Shah going into the pits? No, he's not. He's just faking it. And Jin is doing everything he can to take that slipstream. And is he going to make a late lunge in one of those ways? No, I think he's waiting for that run up to turn 4, where he might have a better chance. And also he has the second sector to, well, he's not gaining much, by the way. So I think Shah will still stay ahead. Jin is trying to get past Shah, who I think is pretty strong on this track. I have done quite a few 5-lappers with him in his random lobbies. He always prefers this track. He always prefers to call it Bahrain, and I think he likes driving here. So he's probably on this game as well. He seems strong here to keep a driver like Jin behind for multiple laps. And there they go again, riding on board with Nishan, and Jin and Shah still just gearbox to gearbox. Jin going slightly wide at the apex of the corner. Not slightly, I think he went wide by a car's width there. And let's see if Nishan can take advantage of this, because Jin is really not able to overtake Shah right now, at least on the last 2 laps. Let's see if this time around with DRS he can make this work. But what this has helped is Racing Gupta is into the pits. But Racing Gupta, Serial Killer and PSI are in a world of their own. There's a battle for P5. I think both of them will go into the pits. Shah does go into the pits. Jin and Nishan stay out, and I think this undercut might just help Shah to keep his position. Let's see what Jin and Nishan do now.
Probably get overtaken.
Well, let's see. Shah was ahead of them anyway, but let's see if either of them have enough pace to get back this position. It's important for Shah to have a very clean outlap, and he's going to be in plenty of free air, so he doesn't need to worry about that, as clean air is something which Nishan doesn't have. And in the heart of sector 2 we could see him going really wide. Have you raced AI or multiplayer on this game, Caesar? Because a lot of people are saying
a couple of races at the breaking point, but I haven't played this game much, so I have no idea.
So what I was trying to ask you is, I think it was it Shah behind? No, it was. I think it was some. Yeah, it was Azun who was trying to follow these guys. But yeah, what I was trying to ask you is, Sorry, I just keep getting distracted by battles on the track. But do you think the dirty air effect is more enhanced on this track? Because I did see or notice a lot of drivers saying that dirty air this time, you lose a lot of downforce. I think probably that's just a function of how understeery the cars are, more understeery
I
than.
think I've heard quite the opposite of that. What I've
Oh,
heard
is
is
it? Okay.
the dirty air isn't that bad, but I think it's the understated nature of the game that just like
Huh.
aggravates
Yeah. That's
things.
what I was alluding to. That probably the car itself is so understeery that you probably feel the effect of it more than what you were used to last game. Speaking of Jinsant and Nishan, both of them have stayed out one more lap, so they are not responding to the pit stop by Shah, and I'm not really sure if Shah is gaining on them either on those medium tires. So both of them probably were stuck behind Shah for some time, but it seems like for now they want to stay out and stretch this first stint on the soft tires before they decide to come in. So is PSI Legend. So it's lap 9 already, and PSI has a lead of 11 seconds over Sela Killa. The field is pretty much spread out, except for Suraj and Sid Venkatesh, who just can't seem to keep away from each other. They're still battling. This time Suraj in front of Sid Venkatesh because of the undercut, but Sid Venkatesh is on the hards. Do you think hards can go 20 laps either on this track?
Mm, they will make it, that's for sure. So he pitted on lap. Yeah, people have pitted on lap 9, lap 10, and then
Yeah, I
they're
think he
still
pitted
on
on lap
hard.
9.
Oh, quick killer! It just destroyed his car. I mean, if damage was on, he was. He almost did a Grosjean. I mean, not on, but he did a Grosjean here, different corner, but he just got too eager. He was
So
racing quite well,
who's
but
leading in your race? And just
yeah.
give us a race update if you can in your lobby.
Make a guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I have to guess, if I'm assuming it's easy, so I'll say Hushrav is leading.
And P2 is Ishan with a two-stopper, followed by Redstone. So a lot of quite a mixed bag. I mean, half the grid have done a two-stop, the other half are on the one-stop. So yeah, it's quite interesting mix bag. I mean, there are guys who are behind, the guys on one-stop are behind the guys on two-stop. So I think that might give us some idea of their pace. But then again, the field is quite spread out, except a few. And the McLaren boys are fighting each other for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps. So that's the only battle in this lobby that's going on. Ishan is closing down the gap to Harshraf, but with 2 laps to go, 13-second gap, obviously that won't be closed down. So it looks like the top 3 are very much sorted. It's just who will finish where behind, or rather outside the podium. So the first stint was pretty interesting. Like I said, people were in a small groups of 3 to 4 cars throughout the track. But yeah, after the pit stop and the different pit strategies that drivers have, managed to take in as Tanay. Tanay is getting too eager. I've been following him up for quite some time now. But yeah, it just needs to be a bit patient. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the field has spread out and the finishing order looks very much sorted in this lobby.
Yeah, well, PSI has just pitted on lap 10 and he has just come out behind Racing Gupta. So Racing Gupta with a massive undercut there. I don't know exactly what the gap was, but Racing Gupta definitely on a two-stopper. PSI is on the hards and he pitted on lap 10. So I'm pretty sure he's going to the end of this one. So he would like to be in the DRS
Ashraf
of...
crashed.
Oh.
Ashraf crashed, what is it, turn 5-6?
By himself or was he battling a car?
No, yeah, himself. He was 12, 13 seconds in front and he just lost the back end. Quick killer crash in the same corner on the last lap. Ashraf had the same issue, but he's still 6 seconds in the lead. So it shouldn't be a problem, but Ishan is on fresh soft, so gap could come down, but I don't think it won't be enough for him to close on the gap. Though Ashraf has a 3-second time penalty, Ishan has none.
Speaking of time penalties, I think Azun has 13 seconds of time penalties. I think he's just having fun at this point in time. And Suraj with a 3-second time penalty. So the only two drivers with penalty so far, and I'm assuming the disqualification for Ashwin. Let's not count it as a penalty. But speaking of the race, Jin Sanity and Nishan, they're still going on. It's 11 laps on those soft
maybe
tires.
they're trying the soft to medium.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Nishan is probably going to get overtaken by Racing Gupta here. Racing Gupta goes all four ways off the track and he's trying to make it through, and I think he will. He just has that extra purchase of the tire, and he probably also wanted to put a gap of one car between him. Oh, serial killer, what happened to him? He disconnected, I think. Yeah, he was, and he's lost a heap of time and is now running P5 and with a pit stop behind the likes of PSI and Racing Gupta. So net leader right now is Jin Sanity, who's yet to stop Racing Gupta in P2. Nishan in P3, which is soon going to be P4 as PSI makes his way past on much fresher tires, although they are hard tires. But what this has helped Racing Gupta to do is pull out more than a second's gap on PSI. So PSI cannot really run with him right now, unless OC Lekela gets a 3-second time penalty while trying to get past Nishan. But yeah, I think this has worked out well for Racing Gupta, who should be overtaking Jin Sanity as well if he doesn't come into the pits at the end of this lap. Let's have a look what Jin does. Jin is, yeah, very clearly he's going into the pits.
Won.
Oh, he won. That's not surprising at all, as Nishan and Jin both pit. Both of them definitely will lose positions to Shah, but Shah definitely will have two stopper. What's Nishan doing on the hards? Jin on the mediums. 16 laps on those mediums? I'm not sure. Well, it's possible probably.
How many did he do
on softs?
How many did he do on,
12 laps on softs. 17 on mediums rather, not even 16.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he'll be stretching those mediums. That's possible, but his overall race pace will be extremely slow.
Yeah, and it's come out what 2 seconds behind Shah. Okay, I completely missed this, but Shah is on the soft tires. I thought he was on the mediums all this while. I was thinking he was on the mediums, but it's come out behind Shah and is quickly catching him. So 4 laps on the softs already, and it seems like Azun is trying to hold up Shah there. It's just distracting him and just making it difficult for Shah to pull away from Jin Sanity. And Nishan, as Jin takes that curve which you should absolutely avoid while approaching turn 10, and has lost the car, is more than 90% ERS. So his ERS management is really good.
GG. The guys in lobby 1.
So who's on the podium apart from Hushraf? I'm assuming Ishan and someone else.
It's Ishan and Rahul. Not bad. I wasn't expecting Rahul, to be honest, but he is. Batsman had 6 seconds time penalty, but there it is. Everyone on the fastest lap was Ishan 26.8, but he was on a 2-stopper, so that's why such a good lap time. And I think everyone in my lobby finished the race. Everyone was driving across the line, so well done everyone, all 15.
That's good to see.
Race through. I have saved the race director.
I'm sorry, what's happening on my screen is way too funny. Azun is trying to be a roadblock to both Nishan and Jin Sanity and Shah here. He's just driving in the middle of the track while he's being lapped. And I know probably it's not funny for the two of them, but as a spectator who doesn't have... Oh, Jin, I think that was contact with Shah and he has lost a heap of positions there. That has probably wrecked his race. Serial Killer meanwhile has come out in P4 on the hard, so he's definitely going to the end. And what is Azun doing? I don't know. What is he trying to do? It's very clear what he's trying to do, but I don't understand why. Either ways, Serial Killer is on the hards and going to the end is probably solidifying his P3 right now. Well, he could be P2 as well. Oh no, he's definitely going to be P3. But he's now getting past Shah here. And yeah, that's his P3. Shah tries to take the position back but has to stay behind. And I think he'll not get enough purchase from his 6-lap-old soft tires to fight for that position. So just some race update. PSI Legends is in P2 behind Racing Gupta, who has to stop one more time. At least that's what I'm assuming. There's no way he can take those mediums to the end of the race.
Invite me to your lobby. I mean, my race is done, so might as well join yours.
Alright, let's do that. So which account of the committee should I invite? 1310? Oh, it's not one and only. Come on, you know it's not one and only. It's one of the 4 you have, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Either way, I sent an invite to you. And Nishan and Jin, by the way, are fighting. So it's interesting to see how this one pans out, because Nishan on the hards, Jin on the mediums, both hoping to go to the end. I would really like to see what happens at the end, where Jin Sanity's tires will be probably giving out, and Nishan's will be in a pretty much quite durable, those hard tires on any track, including this one which has high tire wear. So are you in the lobby, Caesar? Have you joined?
Yeah, I am against PSI right on Racing Gupta's tail.
Yeah, he's caught up by a few tenths in these last laps, and that's good for his race, because Racing Gupta has a penalty as well as a pit stop to go. So I think he'll still finish ahead of Serial Killer, but PSI has pretty much this in the bag, unless he makes a mistake somewhere. Asun is doing it again. I know I shouldn't be finding this funny, but he's just doing it again to Nishan right now. And
car, so
I mean, it's a ghosted car, but it's distracting, right? When you're trying to, make your way around a circuit, it's just very distracting. I think honestly, it's more distracting than an unlapped car. I think at least for me, that's how it happens for me. So yeah, I mean, you'll hear me laughing a couple of more times on the stream, but yeah, I don't know why I find it funny. Anyway, Suraj and Sid Venkatesh absolutely inseparable throughout the race, and as they are going to be for the next 12 laps, they have just found that connection where they can battle each other for long, and just one incident between them. So let's hope they keep it clean for the next few laps. But here goes Nishan on the back of Shah now. Shah would have to give that position to his teammate. I don't think there's any point in fighting this. As
hit him.
And down the inside goes Nishan. He takes that position, but Shah will have an opportunity into turn 4. So I want to have a look what Shah does. He has 6% ERS. He's still depleting it. Is he going to dive down the inside? He's trying to do that. Nishan gives him the space, and Shah has... Oh, Shah is round. Shah is round. He did a Sebastian Vettel on that corner on this track. And that has...
Did anyone hit him?
No, I think he just lost traction. At least that's what I think from my POV. Yeah, so now it's Jin Sanity, who is basically halfway inside his teammate while trying to get past Nishan.
Yeah, I think on the next main straight, on the main straight, he should be able to get him unless Azun decides to. I remember, I think last season Bahrain, or rather last it was Shawshank, when we did Bahrain short, where he just kept coming in front of my car after getting lapped on his fresh stop. So yeah, it gets irritating at a point, because that's a pretty easy move for Jin.
Well, wait for it. I'm sure Azun will do something to become more of a nuisance there. Let's see.
I think Jin should be able to
pull away now. Yeah. Yeah, well, Azun is on 16 lap old mediums, and I'm low key impressed that he's able to keep up with these guys. Shah has pitted, by the way, on a fresh set of mediums that will take him to the end of the race. And yeah, he's come out in P8, and he might gain a position on Sid Venkatesh and Suraj both if he's able to keep it. Definitely Suraj, because Suraj might not go to the end. As Vicky puts fastest lap of the race with 28.3. That's on a fresh soft tire.
PSI is not able to match Racing Gupt.
Yeah, but they're on
is
different
up by
tires right
10,
now,
10 and a
and
half.
I think PSI doesn't want to probably match Racing Gupta right now because he knows he's a pit stop ahead. So as long as he just more or less stays within that, because Racing Gupta, even if he pits now, he has to. I don't know what's the pit stop time or what's the time loss for a pit stop in Bahrain.
Yeah,
But
mediums 13 laps is what's the ideal
Mhm.
window for their performance.
and
So
and
yeah, I
softs,
mean Racing Gupt on the mediums.
and
Softs
so
is 7 to 8 laps.
right. So let's
Like that's
assume
the
Racing
ideal time to
Gupta.
pit.
Yeah, so let's assume Racing Gupta pits in, at the end of lap 21, because on lighter fuel, I think he can definitely extract 8 laps out of a fresh
For
pair of
sure.
softs, assuming he has a fresh set of sorts. Uh, that gives him just 8 laps to get back what, 22, 23 seconds?
Not possible.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. His softs will also
Not
be
possible
going
because
off at the end of
softs
lap 6.
run
You
out.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they run
yeah.
out in 3 4 laps. They are out of their best performance, and then they are just depleting gradually.
Right, so Suraj in the pits, he's pitted on the mediums. I don't know why that is. I could have maybe tried to gamble on the softs, but I don't know if he had any fresh set of sorts. So Suraj out in P8, 13, maybe more seconds behind Shah, who's just 10 seconds behind. So this is going to be interesting. 9 laps to go. Shah is now 9.9 seconds behind Sid Venkatesh on the mediums, on the hards rather, and Shah might have a chance to get P6 here. Let's see how that gap comes down. PSI, meanwhile, almost within DRS of Racing Gupta, whose mediums might not be the best right now. They would be
Looks
pretty
like
much
they're
second
running
line.
out.
Yeah. Oh, Racing Gupta!
Step
What
five.
happened to Racing Gupta? And that's a reset on track as well. He just
Oh,
lost it in the
what happened to
SS.
him?
I think he just lost it. I don't know. Maybe he took too much curb or something. It was a bit off screen when I was witnessing PSI make his way through the same section because he was hardly a second behind. But well, he has lost the lead now anyway, so he just needs to pit and try to go for fastest lap at this point in time. In fact, even PSI can pit right now because Racing Gupta is behind him, so both of them can pit.
Oh yeah, he can try that.
Yeah, and probably try to go for fastest lap and just battle it out like that.
Yeah, Racing Gupta has enough gaps behind him to come out in P2 if he decides to pit. And I think he has to pit. He will be pitting by the end of this lap.
Well, I would want PSI to
maybe,
pit as well, honestly,
yeah.
on the next lap or something, just to for us to see the cars a little bit closer, and also more importantly for him, try to get that fastest lap of the race. Racing Gupta has stayed out for one more lap, so maybe at the end of this lap he thinks of pitting. There's no way he's taking those mediums until the end of the race. Like
Nope.
19 laps on mediums would be slavery for those mediums, so I don't think that's going to happen. How is Jin? This is something which I've missed. How is Jin ahead of Nishan again? Because Jin had no, Jin was ahead of Nishan. Yeah, that's where Azun was trying to be the spoil sport. Speaking of whom, he's now trying to annoy Sid Venkatesh in the Ferrari, who is just 7 seconds ahead of. So basically, in 2 laps, Shah has gained around 3 seconds on Sid Venkatesh. So Shah is going to catch Sid Venkatesh. If you want to get your AWS prediction, Caesar, what do you think? On which lap will Shah catch Sid Venkatesh?
So according to my AWS BS, Shah should be in the attacking range to Sid. it's the fresh mediums, right? 2 laps fresh mediums. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
in 4 laps. In 4 laps,
So
he
laps
will be
so around lap 25.
within the
Is that?
tracking. Lap 25, yes, unless it pits.
Uh-huh.
But
I
otherwise,
don't
yeah,
think
four
he's
laps.
going to pit. I think he's
Lap
trying to go to
25.
there. Okay, and overtake difficulty?
Racing Gupt in the pits. It should be easy. Oh, Vicky has spun. Racing Gupt in the pits. And yeah, Vicky getting too eager to go on the throttle, and he spun again on the straight. Well done. Racing Gupt is out on the softs.
Yeah,
Will
not
that
surprising.
trigger PSI to pit in as well? I think he
Well,
can now. I mean,
yeah,
the
he
victory
definitely
is
can.
very
He could
much
have
certain
pitted.
from here.
I think he had a 5 second gap, if I'm not wrong, around a 5 second gap to Racing Group. So, oh, Vicky's DNF'd. I think that's in the pitch. I think he has had enough. Sid Venkatesh gets a 3 second time penalty, and Shah has. I think Sid Venkatesh made a mistake somewhere. Shah has just obliterated the gap by 2 seconds.
4.3, just half a second that one corner alone.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
so
definitely
Sid must
Sid.
have made some mistake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Azuns is the fastest lap now. That's not really surprising. I'm sure Racing Gupta will be setting one on the next lap if he puts a clean lap in. But let's see what PSI does. He is now approaching the final corner, and if I were him, which is never going to happen, but I would pit. Let's see what he does. I think he's going to stay out. No, he's going. Yeah, he's coming in. Yeah, good one. PSI is in, and let's see. Let's hope.
Come out in front of.
Yeah, he will come out in front of Racing Gupta, but the gap will be slightly lesser, and I think that's what I'm hoping for. Shah, meanwhile, is 3.6 now, so he's rapidly gaining, and let's see if AWSBS is actually accurate.
Did I predict lap 25?
Yeah. I think you might want to change that, or you're sticking with that.
No, I'll stick with it. Elsewhere, 2 seconds gap is the lead to PSI, or to Racing Gupta rather. And yeah, I think that's how it's going to stay, because Racing Gupta has a time penalty as well.
Yeah, that's true. But you did see the undercut, right? I think if I'm not wrong, the gap was definitely more than 4 seconds before this pit. So, it seems like the undercut was pretty effective. I'm just rewinding my stream at this point to see the gap is 4.6, 5.2. Yeah, 4.6 was a gap. So he almost gained almost 3 seconds there with that undercut. Just less than 3 seconds. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, it was hards versus soft, so it's not very surprising, but still something for people to consider when they are actually racing on this track, or a lot of track for that matter.
I see a driver waiting in turn 1.
That's Suraj.
Oh, that was Suraj.
Yeah, that's Suraj who just spun out. I think that's the exit of turn 1, where he might have put the power on a little bit earlier. And Shah, just keeping tabs on him, 2.8, 2.9 now behind Sid Venkatesh. So he's definitely gaining, but let's see if it's enough to catch.
Shah doesn't have ERS to help him close the gap.
I think he's probably using it every lap. That's why he doesn't have much, probably on every possible opportunity. Sid Venkatesh with 54%, so I think that's pretty good.
Suraj has 95.
And Suraj has 95, yeah. Azun is pitting. I'm assuming he's going to retire.
No, he wants that fastest lap.
Well, he should have waited a couple of more laps then, because either ways, I think he's still capable of doing that fast driver. Azun is the Division 2 runner-up, mind you. So
yeah, PSI pulled up 4 tenths, or rather 5 tenths now on this lap alone. On Racing Gup, so yeah, the fastest lap was Racing Gup 26.9. I'm pretty sure that time will be beaten here. PSI has used up all his ERS on this lap. That explains the time that he has gained, but Yeah, we are on
And
for
he's
a
using
pretty
more on
good
the main straight. So I
lap
think he's just
now.
making sure that there is absolutely no way. Yeah, one is getting the fastest lap as he did, but also trying to make sure that there is no way Racing Gupta can get anywhere near that DRS zone for the rest of the race. Interesting to see Nishan has dropped off a little bit of Jin's sanity, so I expected Jin's tires to start, getting a little bit worn out. But just with 4 laps to go, I think Jin will keep this position on the mediums. It looks like that, and it's lap 25, Caesar, and Shah
Yeah, he's 1.5
is.
seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think by the end of next lap,
Close enough.
he'll definitely be in
Gap is
DRS.
coming down.
Yeah, every corner the gap is coming down. Shah using those fresh mediums to good advantage, and especially the first and the second sector, you get so much better traction coming out of those slow corners, and that's where Shah will gain quite a lot of time on Sid Venkatesh.
So, what are your predictions for the race tomorrow?
It's gonna be painful. I'm sure it's going to be painful. Uh,
Not for me.
Not for you,
Same.
absolutely not for you and the likes of Azoon and Quick Killer, a couple of other drivers. But
Same.
yeah, I think Mercedes will have this one. They are on the better strategy. I have no idea why they put Max on. I can understand why Checo was on the softs because he had probably. I mean, they might have thought he wouldn't get knocked out of Q2 if he didn't put a competitive lap in. But I have no idea why Max is starting on softs. I just unless they were absolutely confident that he would be on pole and they wanted him to just run away with it. But still, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm dumbfounded by that
Yeah,
decision.
that took everyone by surprise with
Yeah,
Max being on the
yeah,
softs.
yeah.
So no one was expecting that, but it is what it is. And I think if Bottas is able to keep Max in check up to turn one, I
Yeah,
think that
that's
the
it.
race will be
Just
pretty
turn one.
much
After that,
sorted.
yeah, there's absolutely no way. I mean, I say absolutely, but it's very difficult to
Yeah,
overtake
but
on this
we've
track.
seen drivers from P3 taking the lead by turn one, so there have been starts, and I think that's what Max would be hoping now with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Merc drivers on the
Like I
median.
think
So he needs to be in P1 by
Imola
turn
was one of
one.
those tracks where he took the lead at the end of turn one. Although that was a wet start, I don't think we are going to see any rain tomorrow. But Shah has finally caught up to Sid Venkatesh. And one more thing to note, Caesar, is Jen Sanity is slowly but surely he has caught up to Serial Killer and now is within that 3 second window. So Jin, who started from P11, that's the bottom of the grid, uh, has a really good chance of finishing in the podium here if he can stay within that 3 second gap.
Yeah, looks certain as of now on the podium position.
Yeah, so tomorrow's race, yeah, I'm just preparing myself for more heartbreak, and I actually won't be surprised if Hamilton takes the lead of the championship going into the summer break. And we all know how Mercedes is in the second half of the season, so
Yeah, I mean it's very much. I mean, so far it has been very similar to 2018 season where Sebastian
yeah.
was way ahead, but towards the end of part one or before the summer break, Lewis made his way back and then just took it from there. So looks similar. I hope it won't be a one-way show after the break is
Yeah.
over. That's the least I can hope for, but
I
yeah, I
mean, yeah,
mean,
if
in
Lewis
the
has
end,
to
of
win
course.
again, I hope that someone gives him a fight. That's not what has happened in the past 4 years, ever since Rosberg retired. And speaking of which, how did you like his commentary, Caesar, in the qualifying today? And he's going to commentate tomorrow as well in the race. So
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing with Nico is he knows how good Lewis is. I mean, yes, on track he wasn't. Oh, Sid Venkatesh goes wide, and that should help Shah overtake him. No, not yet.
maybe on the back straight
But yeah, I
with
mean,
DRS.
Nico acknowledges the pace Lewis has and talent that he has, which is obviously good to see. And I think he'll pretty much do the same tomorrow. And because he knows that Lewis has been under pressure in the past, but he has eventually come out stronger. So And I think as someone who has been his teammate, I think he knows, you know, how he operates. So, I mean, I'm expecting him to just be in support of Lewis tomorrow. That's what I think is going to happen from Nico's perspective.
Yep, and I think he's
But
more
otherwise,
insightful
you
as
know,
well.
Sky Sports commentators, they suck up to Lewis.
Yeah,
And
well,
that's exactly what's going to happen
maybe
tomorrow as
Brundle,
well.
yes,
So
Crofty not so much in my opinion, but I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Nico as a commentator because I think he gives some insights which probably only a recent racing driver can give you. You know, especially someone who has been in the sport for long and has been a world champion and all. But at the same time, I think he gets a little bit too specific. I mean, I was just watching his. I mean, obviously, I watched qualifying today, and he's like, okay, he lost 2 tenths in that corner alone. I mean, maybe that's right, but I don't know how. I mean, do you need to be that specific?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's a thing with all the ex-sports persons.
Drivers,
If they are
yeah,
retired, no, any sports. That's why I said sports persons. So even you, I mean, besides F1, I watch cricket quite a lot. So
yeah,
even if you hear, for example, Sunil Gavaskar commentate, you'll always see him talking about techniques of batsmen or bowlers. So I think this is inbuilt in them because they've played that sport at such a high level that they know quite, you know, minute details which
Yeah.
obviously a general viewer won't know. And it just comes out of them naturally. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't blame them for it's their instinct that speaks.
yep. Shah is through,
Shah has finally,
but I am
I
not sure.
think Sid,
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the smartest
Sid
thing to do.
give away that on purpose. No doubt, because
It's
he knows
possible.
Shah also. Sid has a lot of ERS.
Yeah, I think
Will
that's
Sid
what he
fight
was.
back? I mean, it's a lost cause anyway. Sid has that time penalty, but maybe just
that's
to,
just for
you know,
bragging rights.
on track position. Yes, but I think Shah has that covered.
Well, not on turn 4 because I think Sid will
Or
have a
does
pretty.
he? He doesn't.
Yeah,
Got a pretty good launch
yep.
out of that, and yeah, I think Shah has to be really brave on the outside, but trying to switch. And he parks the most beautifully, and he spins.
Yeah,
Spins, nice English.
good grabber.
But,
Jin Sanity,
yeah.
meanwhile, has dropped out of that 3 second window. That's what I was.
Oh, PSI 1.
Yeah, PS7. Oh,
Well,
let's
that-
not announce it like that. PSI Legends dominating display, and he wins this preseason race. Probably more victories to come for him in the coming races. Racing Gupta, serial killer, finishing on the podium. Jin Sanity misses out by just 3 tenths there. Nishan obviously retires in the pits.
Finishing in the pits.
Sid Venkatesh, after a lot of battling, will finish P6, I think, because of Shah's spin.
Azun doing the donuts.
Okay, let's see that then. Yeah, there you go. Not the best of the donuts.
Board. Come on. He's too far
Well,
off now.
yeah, I don't think he's not nailing it right now. Is he going to do a couple of more donuts? Just stop there. And he has been entertaining all race Azun, so it's pretty fitting. Yeah, that's a proper donut. Do you see smoke? I don't see smoke. And he's not going to reverse onto the start finish straight, and that's his race done. Good race, Azun. Not, but yeah, that's that's the preseason race 1 done as Jin Sanity from P11 to P4. That was a pretty strong drive. Almost got on the podium. If not for his teammate trying to distract him on every corner, I think he would have got a podium there. But PSI Legends, very strong. I think that's a very commanding victory. Well, I say commanding, but yeah, it did win by a couple of seconds. But I think he had it covered and was quite confident, as he has been in the first few weeks of this game, with Racing Gupta in P2 and Serial Killer in P3. So that's the podium. And Caesar, your thoughts?
I mean, I joined towards
Midway.
the latter half, but yeah, it was a good race. Yeah, PSI and Racing Cup were clearly a field. I mean, country mile, not country mile, but yeah, quite a lot far ahead than the rest of the pack. But elsewhere, yeah, I mean, Shah did try to overtake Sid, but I think Sid plays his car at the right place
Yeah.
every time Shah looked to overtake him. So, well done to Sid. And yeah, I think the rest of the field, unlucky for Ashwin once again. And yeah,
Yeah, put an
have you
F in
saved the
the
race as
comments
well?
if
So,
you are watching and you feel bad for Ashwin Lakhwani, who was disqualified before he could complete a sector. That's his race director. Absolutely
unlucky.
nothing on the screen. Well, so I think that's it. We will see you next time, which is next week for the next preseason race in Paul Ricard circuit in France. So hopefully there will be a commentator taking my place because I won't be around. But after that, we have the league race one, which is this track itself, Bahrain. That's the season opener on the 21st of August. So do tune in for that one. Hope you like this coverage. Thank you, Caesar, once again for joining the comms box, even though it was midway. But it was always good
Yep,
to
pleasure.
have someone to talk to and not just talk to a computer screen. So that was good. Thank you for joining in. Take care of yourself, and for people watching as well, do take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Goodbye and good night.
Bye.